Good morning. Welcome to Chaos and Commentary. I'm Ryan.
And I'm Jordan. Let's get into it.
What are we starting off with this morning, Jordan?
Okay, I'm going to get the sad news out of the way because it's just, I can't stop thinking about it and I just feel so bad. So I've been a huge, Jersey Shore fan. And then, when Floribama Shore came around, I definitely got invested in that. And I'm just really sad to hear that Kirk Metis, I think that's how you say his last name, passed away a couple days ago. He had necrotic pancreatitis. And it was just so bad that his
Wait,
body just
pancreatitis or
pan- what did I just say? Oh, I feel bad. I don't want to screw this up.
pancreas? I don't know.
Like your pancreas.
Yeah, I got you.
Pancreatitis. But yeah, like it like attacked like his whole body and his body shut down and it's just really, really sad. And I just feel so bad for his cast members. Like they're just such wholesome, really cool people from what I can tell. And I don't know, I'm just really sad. So rest in peace, Kirk. I'm really sorry
Dog.
to hear that. But anyway, so I just want to get that out of the way.
Particularly do, reality TV, but if I did, I would show everyone what white trash really is supposed to look like.
I'm telling
you,
you,
Kardashians.
they're so country and just amazing. I'm rewatching it right now and I'm just like, oh my gosh, you guys are freaking nuts. Like, it's awesome. It's so great. And I just feel for all of them.
I get it.
Speaking of Kardashians, didn't you have something with that?
Dude, so I turn on TikTok, right? And everything is about Kim Kardashian's beach walk.
What does that mean?
Hold on. Hold on. I gotta put this up, dude. Like, I just can't. Like, the Kim. Yeah, hold up. I gotta find this. This is hilarious. It was everywhere. And I don't even follow shit like that. Okay. TMZ all over this. I'm gonna share my screen. This is ridiculous. Okay. Right.
Okay,
First of all,
that's an
what is this?
It's an interesting sarong choice.
Sarong?
That's what those are that you tie around the
You got
waist.
the wrong part. That ain't a bathing suit. That's a dress.
You got the wrong part.
Like, that's a dress.
Wait, is that part of the suit or is that something she wrapped around her?
I have no idea. Oh, wrong. Knows how to make a splash, and recently the reality star was photographed doing just that at the beach. You don't wear shit like this to the beach. I'm sorry.
I mean, you do.
What is this?
Also, these are terrible pictures.
That doesn't even look. That looks like a lake, not a beach.
Oh yeah, I feel like the seaweed's been bad everywhere this year. But yeah, every picture they get of her, it's always like between her legs. You couldn't have got one where the wind was blowing the right fucking way. At least make it look semi good.
I don't know. It does not. That does not look like tropical paradise, TMZ. I strongly disagree with you.
Did they say where she is?
Huh?
Did they say where she is?
No, it just says a beach near the water, and at one point she takes a little stroll along the sand.
Okay.
Taking a break from the world.
And this is breaking news?
Apparently, this was breaking news for the world. I strongly disagree.
I don't care. Oh my God! Look, no, go down. Look at all her different noses.
Got a nose job for every shoot she does. I can't.
The one right over her right shoulder, like the old,
that one.
Yeah, that was. I don't even think that one's her original nose.
I don't know. It doesn't look like she's had any talks done.
Oh, she's definitely had Botox done because
her lips look the same and everything.
Botox and filler are two different things.
Oh well, I don't do either one of those.
So Botox, what it does is it paralyzes the muscles in your face so that they can't move and produce wrinkles. And then filler can make the wrinkles go away by filling in the creases. And then there's the people who put filler in their lips that look like fucking a Bratz doll. What?
I also want to quickly have a little conversation about food, specifically people who open restaurants.
Ooh, okay.
That should think about the name of the restaurant.
Hey, stop sharing your screen real quick. There you go. Thank you.
Okay. I need to share again so that you can.
Oh, you do? I'm sorry. I thought you were stuck on there. My bad. Look at me just telling you what the fuck to do.
So you could, get some brisket at the Beat That Meat barbecue. I bet you they're pulling orders from that.
Is that where you live?
No.
Dude, what the hell?
Like I said, they're definitely pulling more than pulled pork. Beat that meat barbecue. I don't know what they
Oh,
were thinking, but I just thought that was hilarious and it needed to be shared with the world.
oh my God, that's
Um,
hilarious.
yeah,
I
so
can't.
there's that.
I can't.
My God.
That's so funny. Oh my God, I don't even know what to say.
It's, it's ridiculous.
Let's see. Okay, I want to talk about the devil, Blake Lively.
Oh yes, the devil herself,
Um, so
seed of Chucky.
so if you follow them at all, or her husband, you know that he owns Wrexham Football Club, like as in European football, so soccer. And I thought this was funny and just annoying as fuck. But so she posted the other day and she was like, she had all these pictures and she's like, I'm just so proud of Wrexham Football Club. They did amazing. Like they had like some kind of big win of some sort. I didn't look that closely into what their achievement was, but it was big enough to have people run onto the field. And this bitch is like, acting like it's all about them and she's just trying to like, like congratulate them. But every photo, so she has a seltzer called like Buzz Betty or something.
Buzz Betty.
Yeah. It's like it, I don't know. Like I think it plays on like his Gin Aviation. So it's like a little plane on it. And in every photo, it's a photo of her on the pitch, on the field, and Buzz Betty right by her boot, or just a picture of Buzz Betty on the field. And it's like she's making it sound like she's just congratulating fucking Wrexham, but it's just a marketing ploy to get her fucking alcohol out there.
I
Like
believe it.
don't mask it as that. Like these people were already, because I don't know if you watched the show. I did. I didn't finish all of it, but I got through like the first season and a
No,
half.
I can't stand her. I think she's fake as fuck and she's a fraud. It should be Fraud Lively Beverages.
But it's like these people, like they were already apprehensive about them coming in and like owning this football team and all this stuff. They're like, well, what are you doing it for? Like, are you just doing it for yourself, or are you here to really help the community? And I think there's probably some things they've done that have helped the community and
Oh,
brought in tourists and things of that nature. I think that is probably very likely.
I think
Um,
at this point, I don't know. I think at this point she's screwed.
Have you seen the videos of her like on the red carpet? Like so she just had that new movie come out, Another Simple Favor. And like so like, Ryan's on the red carpet with her,
Yeah.
and like she's like you could like kind of see like the gestures like you could, it looks like they're arguing kind of, or like it's very subtle but still there. And like she's like squeezing his hand trying to make him do different things. And like he looks like he's about to fucking lose it.
I think she's under the delusion that she's still relevant,
Yeah.
and you're only relevant for the fact that people can't wait for Justin to take you down.
Hi, friends. Jordan here with Chaos and Commentary. And I just wanted to really quick mention that this episode is sponsored by HoneyBook. As a small business owner, it took me a while to kind of find the right tools and things that really help me run my business efficiently. But then I found HoneyBook, and it has been an actual game changer. It handles everything from sending contracts and invoices to booking clients, managing projects, all in one place. It actually makes me feel like I have my life together, which is saying a lot. So if you run your own business or side hustle or whatever the case, I cannot recommend it enough. So do me a favor, check out the link in our show notes, and you can get yourself 30% off of HoneyBook for an entire year. When we're just starting out, we know how important every single cent is to us. So you will not be sorry. Again, that link is located in the show notes, and I really hope this helps.
Yeah.
Because what you did was awful. It was disgusting. You're a horrible human being for what you did. And the world knows it. And I can't
Yeah.
wait to see her get taken down. It's going to be like the Swedish justice of
Well,
2025.
she's Amber hurting herself is what she's
Oh,
doing.
yeah.
Like it's insane. It's so
Yeah.
insane to watch.
It's wild. It blows my mind.
What's going on with Yellow Jackets?
So I thought I had watched the um season finale, and then I realized I hadn't.
Oh?
Spoiler alert. So homegirl, who was like leading the girls toward the end,
Uh-huh.
apparently now Natalie got on this little phone thing at the top of a mountain and they distracted the other girl. So she's calling for help. That's how it ends.
Okay.
And somebody says, I can hear you. So now I feel like they're going to get rescued. And the other girl's all sorts of pissed. And then, I don't know, have you seen Yellow Jackets?
No.
It switches back and forth between their time when they're young and in the wild to adults.
Gotcha.
It goes
Okay.
back and forth.
Okay.
So switching back forward to
Mhm.
adults, she comes home and there's a note saying, please basically leave us alone. We need some time away from you. So her husband and her daughter have left her.
Okay.
She's all alone, and I think she's going even more loopy than she was before. And I really liked her character until this last season right here, and I was like, wow, you're kind of like a raging bitch. She should be the one that goes back to the forest and they fillet her. You know, I mean,
Fillet her, like eat her?
yes, they should fillet her.
Oh, did they eat people in this show?
Oh, yes. How do you think they survived in the woods for that long when they were younger?
I don't know. Coconuts?
No,
Are they even in a tropical area? I
no.
don't even know.
It's like 4 seasons. Like they made it through winter. Like every time they killed for sacrifice, they
Mhm.
bleed it dry and cut it all up and Hannibal Lecter that shit. It's very
Oh,
yeah,
jeez.
it's
Oh,
gross.
yikes.
You know, I could sit through a whole hour of Dr. Pimple Popper. I love me some Dr. Lee. Matt, shout out, love you. My daughter loves it too. Dad, look at
Really?
the lights on the ear. Uh,
She
yeah,
says that?
oh yeah, my daughter Regan's totally into it. Um, but people eating each other. Did you watch the Jeffrey Dahmer like Netflix show? I think it was
Yes,
on
I
Netflix.
did.
I
Wait, which
literally
like the real one or like the drama?
the drama.
Oh, I watched both, so it doesn't really
Okay,
matter.
so
But
I
anyway.
didn't finish it. I got to the point where he was like eating someone, and I was eating pizza in bed, and I went, oh. And I'm not somebody who gets grossed out.
Was it
I had to turn it off.
pepperoni?
It just grossed me out. Like you don't in that aspect. I'm like,
Dude, that show was so wild. What's that guy's name? Evan Peters. I freaking adore Evan Peters. He's the one who played Dahmer.
oh yeah, he's
Because
really good.
he's in all the American Horror Stories,
Yeah.
not all of them, but like a good majority of them. I love the American Horror Story. They reuse the same actors and Jessica Lange and like all those people. Like, I just love that show so much. It is so good.
Yeah.
So on record, Ryan doesn't like eating people, so that's good.
No,
That's
I
good
don't
that
like
we don't
eating
have to
people.
worry
Not my
about you
thing,
eating
guys.
people.
Nope. Nope. That's just gross.
Roast.
Gross. We don't eat people.
Oh man, so what have you been doing this weekend?
What have I been doing this week? Let's see.
Mm.
Friday, I mowed the. So it was supposed to rain. This whole
Mhm.
thing. It's gonna pour like a mofo all week long, whatever, or like all weekend and all week, right? Super freaking annoying. So it doesn't rain Friday till like night. So I'm on my lawn Friday.
Right.
It's supposed to rain all week. Then Saturday comes. It's 86 degrees out all freaking day until like 5 o'clock yesterday, and I'm like,
Mhm.
what the fuck? So Lainey and I went and we got flowers with Regan to put in the yard and all that, which it's kind of nice out right now. I don't know, but it says it's going to pour today, Monday, Tuesday, and half of Wednesday, which is great because, I mean, for anybody that doesn't know, I am a huge lawn guy. I love to mow my lawn.
Mhm.
My little cupcake.
Yeah, he posts pictures. He likes to be like, "Look at my lawn; it's so pretty."
Yeah, straight line. We don't do those blurred lines. So, yeah, so I did that. And then last night I went on my boy Rudolfo, excuse me. So, and then we came back here. He was sitting here, I was sitting here, and we were watching Wolf of Wall Street last night while just having drinks.
Oh my god, I love that movie so much. It's
So
one of my favorites. Like,
So
it's 3
good.
hours long, but I look
Yeah.
forward to watching it every time it's on.
It's just hilarious. So we were laughing about that, just drinking like a couple of adolescents.
When they're talking about the little people, you can't look right at them because they gossip. Like, just
True.
you can't look them in the eye.
Don't look him in the eye. And the dad, $430,000. $430,000.
What do they call him? Mad Max or something like
Mad
that.
Max.
Yeah.
It's like we got a week to watch what the hell's the movie or the show?
Oh, The Equalizer.
The Equalizer.
Yeah,
Oh,
I've
fuck,
seen
you
this
know
movie
what?
like
The
1,000
Equalizer.
times. And then he has like the English accent.
Oh, he's so funny. He's hilarious. Super, super funny. Oh my God. What have you
Who are you, a fucking owl?
done? What have you done all weekend?
Okay, so Friday I worked. Um, and then I went to, so we have a festival here called Junk Stock, and it's like it's basically like people, they bring a lot of antique stuff, and they all set, it's like a vendor event, and they've got, you know, like crazy food, they've got bands, they've got all sorts of stuff, they've got cool little photo ops throughout. So like this year the theme is like by the sea. So like we talked about this last episode, but it shows like, so when you walk in, they have like this grand entrance, right?
Okay.
And it looks like a seaside boardwalk, like storefronts.
Okay.
So it's really, really cute. So yeah, my husband has a booth there. So I did that Friday. It was super rainy and whatever. So like I did some cute photo ops with like a cute little umbrella, and then drank, because that's what you can do there.
Drank.
And and
Drank.
then we went to dinner with some vendors that night. And then yesterday I'm in school for my bachelor's, and I had a shitload of homework to catch up on because school ends in 2 weeks. So I put my head down, got all that done, and then I went back, or no, then I went to my nephew's baseball game. Ryan, this shit's nuts.
I saw that. I liked the post that you posted.
I am such a proud aunt right now. So, you know, like my nephew, he's 10, he plays select baseball, and I know it's just kids baseball, whatever, but so they were down 4-13. And it was the very last inning. They had 2 outs. They were the last to bat. My nephew goes up there, and you could see in his face, he was like defeated. He's like, whatever I do doesn't matter right now, whatever. Well, he ends up hitting the ball and gets to first. And his entire team, and everyone was low energy at this point. And then when he hit the ball and got to base, his whole team erupted, flipped the fuck out, and it caused like this chain reaction. He excited his team, and then they had a 9-run rally, and they beat them 14-13. It was so cool. I'm so proud of him. I love him so much. And I pulled him aside after. I'm just like, do you realize what you did for your team? You inspired them to keep pushing, and look, you guys pulled it off.
That's right.
So even when you think that you're not going to make it, or that you're not going to win, or you're not going to hit your goal, whatever, keep pushing.
That's right.
And it'll work.
That's right.
And he was like, okay. And like, and then after that, went back out to Junk Stock for just a little bit. Just we were gonna go to dinner, had dinner with some more vendors, and then I came home, went to bed, and here I am.
Oh, shit. Okay, so David Beckham turning 50. Huge. Huge. Huge party. Everybody was there. Gordon Ramsay, Tom Cruise.
Are there pictures?
Huh?
Are there pictures?
There are pictures.
Of an outfit's terrible?
Well, you know. So.
Do you know Ramsay has like 6 kids, and one of them's like under 4?
But listen, Hollywood sleeps around.
Oh no, he's married. They're all from the same lady.
Why does it all end with Steen? We went through the list. Wow. What does your week look like?
I have, let me think, a lot of homework, or like exams, preps, you know, like final exam prep. I have to write a 7 to 9 page paper. Ooh, let's talk about this. Yeah. So let's talk about the healthcare staffing world.
Let's talk about healthcare staffing.
Okay. So Ryan, how many years of experience did you have in the healthcare staffing realm?
5 or 6.
5 or 6. Okay. And I had about 10 years. And so we both left the staffing world in 2023.
Best decision of my life.
100%. Where do we even begin? So Nurses Week starts on Tuesday. Thank you to all the nurses out there. This is not a reflection of you whatsoever. Nope. This is a reflection of just the grind that is being a healthcare recruiter / manager / anything to do with the healthcare staffing.
Psychiatrist / mom / dad / travel agent / I just could go on and on.
So I have to write a paper for one of my classes, and I'm writing, it's a business class, and I'm writing, basically like a researched paper about the mental health of, um, somebody in sales, a recruiter, in the staffing industry. And I'm writing about, like the things that they go through and what it's really like. And it's basically like a plea to get companies to implement more mental health support and maybe kind of change some things. And so I actually interviewed Ryan for this paper because, we both worked together. I managed him in the past, and like we just know, we get it. And like, what would you say are some of like the biggest stressors from a recruiter's perspective?
The biggest stressors, it's
Yeah.
hitting numbers.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of times when you're in sales positions or anything, it's enough is never enough, right?
Exactly.
So you could have 6, 7 submissions, 4 jobs, and then hopefully you have a decent account manager or decent account managers who are like putting your stuff in to try to get these and not arguing with you about little things that are just trivial, stupid shit.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it just doesn't matter because even if you had 6 submissions and your account manager on the back end can't make it happen, it's
It's
still your
still
fault
your
at the end of
fault.
the day. You're still the one who
Mm-hmm.
didn't hit, however many you were supposed to have.
Exactly. Exactly. And it's just like, it really comes down to kind of one of the big points I'm making in the paper is, um, being realistic about key performance indicators, KPIs,
Yep.
depending on what the market is doing at that time. If you want me to hit COVID numbers, there better be a fucking pandemic going on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that, like
100%.
it's just not realistic. And like, do you need to produce? Absolutely. You have to find those people that are killers and can put their head down and do it. But you also have to read the room and understand that not everyone's like that. I
I
think.
also need to say this, and I'll be the one that says it.
Mhm.
One of the biggest turnoffs, and I'm sorry, nurses, I'm coming at you right here. One of the biggest turnoffs about being a healthcare recruiter was that there was so much money to be made during COVID. And then after COVID, the market crashed because the amount of money that people were paid, nurses specifically, went through the roof. When your
Mhm.
typical salary was 1,800 to 2,200 a week in something like long-term care or skilled nursing facility, and you were making 5, 6, 7 grand, and then everybody thought that was going to be the new norm. This is a
Right.
4-year degree to be a nurse. A
Mhm.
4-year degree. You're not a lawyer, you're not a doctor. Okay, that was never going to be the norm. And it became less about the patient and more about the money. And
Right.
that's when it stopped being rewarding to me. And that's where I was like, I'm so done with this.
Mhm.
Like, I was so over it toward the end anyway, because it was just about the paycheck and not about the patient.
Well, and I think one thing that, just to kind of like to your point, one thing that people don't realize, nurses, healthcare people don't understand is that we didn't have control over what those numbers
No,
were.
never.
Like how it works is the hospital tells us, hey, this is how much I'm willing to pay to bring a traveler into our facility. And of course, we're the easy target, right? We're the first line of defense. It's easy to yell and be upset
Oh,
with
yeah.
us. And there are certain agencies that do things a little bit more shady where they do get to choose, to take a bigger chunk of that bill rate.
Yeah.
But like for the most part, the CEOs of the staffing agencies, they control that. That has nothing
Exactly.
to do
That's
with us.
nothing
We
to do
don't
with
get to make those
recruiters.
decisions.
No.
Which
And then
was
we're
kind of
posting
crappy.
things on like Facebook groups, for travel nurses and things of that nature. And there's just so much toxicity and hate from these nurses.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, I don't get out of bed for less. It's like, I remember, I'll never forget. It was probably about a year and a half after the pandemic. I was on the phone with the CNA.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I think I told you about this. I was on the phone with
Probably.
the CNA and she was like, I want 45 bucks an hour. And I literally choked on my coffee. I choked. $45 an hour as a
Well,
CNA. It's never going to happen.
I hope it does,
I
though.
mean,
I hope something
yeah,
changes in the world. Just because I was a CNA for seven
yeah,
years and it is
it's
backbreaking
backbreaking.
fucking
Yeah,
work. It's just like, but you mean that in the fact that like the climate we weren't
yeah,
there. No one was
no,
willing. No hospital, facility, whatever was willing to pay that, and so
never.
that just makes your job hard
Yeah.
and it's frustrating. But no, speaking of that, apparently, and I haven't seen anything on this since, but apparently May 2nd was National CNA Walkout Day.
Oh,
And apparently, like, they were, like, you were supposed to wear red scrubs and, show up and then, like, walk out at noon.
I think that CNAs in general get a bad rep, but really, they're the
Hmm.
backbone of everything.
Yeah, a
You know,
hundred
I
percent.
think that nurses should respect their CNAs for the amount of
Oh
work
my
they do.
God.
And I'm not downing a nurse either. You went to school,
Yeah.
you learned your stuff, medications and all of that. But,
Hmm.
I think that they should be respectful to your CNAs. They do a huge, I mean, they do all your groundwork,
Yeah.
you know?
And like when I worked, gosh, I swear every time I turn around, I had like the nurse that I worked with on my hall. She was always trying to get me for something. And I was the only one doing anything. I was the only one running around like my head was being cut off. Like I wasn't sitting around messing around.
Yeah.
But like there was one time where I'm working and so there's three of us on a hall, three CNAs on a hall. One of them was a CNA med aid, so they had to pass meds as well as take care of their like 8 residents or six or 7 residents. Well, so I'm on my hall handling my people, and then out of nowhere, the director of nursing of the whole facility comes over, and she's like, "You need to come to our office." And I go to the office with her and the LPN who was in charge of this hall. So I'm like, okay. So we go down there, and they basically tell me that there was another resident in the same area but not on my hall. She was not assigned to me. I had my patients on a piece of paper. Her name's not on it. Okay, that's how it worked. Here's the care plan. This is what Jordan's in charge of today. And it was someone else's hall, and they're like, "You're in trouble. The family came. She wasn't up." And this was someone who was basically on hospice, and she rarely got out of bed ever.
Yeah.
You just kind of kept her comfortable.
They said you're
And
in trouble.
they're like, "You're in trouble. You didn't get this person up. The family came. They're livid. She was, soiled. Blah blah blah. All the things." And I was just like, that person's not assigned to me. Why am I in trouble for this? They're like, well, you should be walking around everyone. This is a team effort. This is, everyone should be doing this, whatever. And I was like, but why isn't, I'm not going to say her name, but why isn't so-and-so in here? She was assigned to that patient. Like, why isn't she in this meeting right now? Like, why am I the only one getting in trouble for this? They were going to write me up and send it to the fucking state.
Oh, fuck that.
And so I just start bawling.
Oh, no, I would have been.
I was a lot. I wasn't as outgoing then as I am
Yeah.
now. I felt I was in a bully situation, and I was not like I didn't stick up for myself like this I back then.
Like you would.
And 100%, I'd be like, bitch, yeah.
Yeah.
But no, and so she was trying to get me in trouble for it.
Yeah,
And I'm just like,
yeah.
are you
Not
fucking
that.
kidding me? And so I'm like bawling, and then finally the director of nursing is like, forget it. And then she just ended the meeting, and then it was over.
What a
And
shitty
then-
deal.
And then I'm walking back with that LPN, and the LPN's like, well, I didn't want to make you cry. I'm like, bitch, you're trying to attack my license. Like, I'm the only one who does anything over here. Like, where the fuck is what's her name? She was nowhere to be found, because she would always go into one resident's room and just sit in there and talk to her.
Yep.
Hey guys, so as someone who running a marketing business and managing multiple client accounts at once, Metricool has seriously changed the game for me. Instead of juggling a million tabs, I can schedule posts, plan content, and manage everything for all of my clients, all from one simple dashboard. Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, TikTok, it's all right there. And the best part, it's actually affordable. What? Whether you're managing your own brand or handling multiple clients like I do, Metricool lets you do it all without breaking the bank. No more logging into every platform separately. You can post everywhere at once and save yourself hours every single week. Plus, you can pull detailed analytics reports across all platforms to track exactly what's working and what's not. And there's absolutely no more guessing games. Bottom line, whether you're managing one account or 20, Metricool keeps everything organized, easy, and affordable. I highly recommend it. It has changed my life and the way I run my business. Check out the link in our show notes to get started today.
And all of her call lights would be going off. And if I didn't have a call light on my people, I'd have to go answer them. Like I was the only one who always showed up. I never called in. Like I'd come to work and like 2 people would call in, and I'd be like, fuck, I'm going to have a shitty day now because I'm the only one working.
That's
And
the other thing with recruiting and staffing is that, especially for long-term care facilities in SNF, you're always understaffed. So it's always like, what's the ratio of patient? 1 in 45.
Oh God.
One
It's
in
usually
75. And I remember,
I want to say it's like 1 to 10, I think.
I can tell you it was insane. When we did
Or
LPN,
1 to 15 maybe.
yeah, when we did LPNs, like we used to put them all over Vermont. We had so
Mhm.
many facilities in Vermont at one of my previous companies. I remember getting a call from my nurse at like, oh God, I was just about to be done for the weekend. And she called and she goes, I am done with this. Get me out of this assignment. I'm not taking
Mhm.
2 med cards every day. This is insane. Like it's going to jeopardize my license. Um, and again, I don't think that, that recruiting firms always get the real detail of what's
Right.
going on in a facility.
Mhm.
And then you send your nurse out there. Like I've had nurses go on things where they book their own hotel, and then remember that girl? She got bed bugs, and she got all bed all over her
Oh
legs.
no, dude, that was such a problem to worry about.
Oh
And
my
I
God, it
always
was
felt
so bad.
terrible. I had so many nurses like and this is before we worked together, but like yeah, like well, because you're trying to find the cheapest housing to make it worth you leaving home to pay for
Yeah,
this stuff. I totally get it. And like not every agency covers housing like up front just because of the risk, it's because some people like if you pay for the housing and then they get second thoughts and choose not to show up, then the agency's liable for those charges, right?
yeah,
So like a lot of times they had to figure that out on their own. And, I would always help. I'd be like, hey, I found this is how much it is per week. They do weekly rates. You just have to ask them about it. It's not going to show on the website,
yeah,
whatever. And I just felt so bad because once they got there, and a lot of these people, they're going to rural areas,
yeah.
like places they would never go,
I
like
was
for
telling
what?
ask for the essential worker rate because you're going to be
Yeah,
out there doing that.
exactly. And it was just, I felt so bad. And like, obviously they would get out of it, but I'm just like, I would lose it. There's no way I'd be out of there in a fucking second. I
Oh,
would not stay. There's
100%.
nothing like if there's bed bugs,
I'm
like it's
out.
not happening.
I'm
It's
out.
not happening.
Yeah.
Ugh, ugh,
I think
yeah.
there was very unrealistic expectations in
Hmm.
that field in general.
Oh, a hundred
Um,
percent.
it is a dog eat dog world. You're supposed to play nice in the sandbox. People do not.
Hmm.
Um, and again, I think it's an unrealistic expectation. Like I'm the first, like nobody hits phones like I hit phones.
Right.
I I don't think I've ever met a person who could outdial me. Like
Hmm.
I am really that's something I am really good at. And it's still enough was never enough.
I know.
It's
Well,
never enough.
at my first recruiting job, and they're not even a company anymore. So I'm gonna say it, RTG Medical. They're not even there anymore. And so I mean I will say first of all like I'm glad I started there. I learned every aspect of the business. I got to be an account manager, I got to be a recruiter, like in the same role simultaneously. That's just how they did things, which I appreciated that. And I got to do all my own compliance, so I knew all of that stuff. Like so it made it easier for when I transitioned to a company that didn't have you do all those things. I at least knew the process, so I
Yeah,
wasn't flipping out when things weren't going quickly. But like yeah, so the way that they had their stuff structured, as long as you had around 15 people working, you were covering your salary. So they're not paying you for nothing. You know what I mean? Like it's not really coming out of the company's pocket at that point.
yeah, yeah.
And you're making a bonus as
Mm,
well. And, I got up to, I want to say 29 people at one point. And like on a Monday, I get pulled in by my boss and they're like, "Hey, amazing. I'm so excited. This is your highest number yet. Good for you. I'm so happy." And then the next day, because the next day they had their like meeting, like their like manager meeting, then the next afternoon, I get pulled in and I get yelled at for not having more than that. And I'm like, but yesterday you just told me I was doing a good job and now I'm in trouble. It's been not even 24 hours, bruh.
yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
I
It
think
was,
my
it,
highest was 31 ever.
yeah.
And
And but it's like
yeah,
so disheartening because like you have to fucking kick
uh,
and scream and just claw to get there. And then to be told that it's still not enough.
and then it's like you're 3 weeks out from your assignment ending. Let's find you another one.
But it's also like, do you know how difficult it can be to manage 31 people,
Oh,
especially when like contracts are starting and ending
oh
at
yeah,
all different
yeah,
times? So it's a constant like game of moving things around. Like you want to stay where
always.
you are?
Yeah.
No, you want to go somewhere new? Okay, cool. Here's some options. Okay, what are you doing? Okay, yep. All right,
I want to stay
here's
where
some
I am, but I
options.
want 2 weeks off.
Right. you know, things like that. And having to like, you know, balance all of those things. And then when bad things happen, you know, in the facility, you know, like there's always something, and it's a constant like fire extinguisher,
And
like
I
putting
think
fires out.
a lot of times account managers are a barrier between trying to get your contract done. I'll be very honest
Yeah.
about it. I think that there are some great account managers. I
Mm-hmm.
had an account manager named Amy. She was my favorite one. Amy, if you ever watch this, just know I love you. You were wonderful. Um, she was great. Like
Mm-hmm.
she got it done. Like, hey, any issues, call me. Like, and it wasn't an email or a message. It was get your ass on the phone. Like where we
Yeah.
work together. Like, did you call? No, I sent an email. Well, it's been 4 days. Why don't you pick up the phone? It's, it was so annoying, and they all got away with it. And it was
Yeah.
always on the
There
recruiter,
was
and it
always
pissed me off so much.
at,
Like,
at every agency I worked at, there was always this weird rivalry between the recruiting
I don't
team and the
understand it.
account manager team. And
Yeah,
I don't know why we couldn't just work together.
yeah,
Like, for example, like I know there are some recruiters who like they do a shit job at putting the profile together
yeah,
and then they just throw it and just hope it sticks.
yeah.
And like I get that. But instead of like flipping out or like just not, you know, like trying, go back to that recruiter and say, hey, this client is very particular. They want this, and this. And like do it nicely. Okay. Like, could it be frustrating to have to go back and forth? Yeah, but if you did it right the first time, you would never be no frustration. So
Or
it's like
or them arguing with you over submitting something. Right. It needs to be 2 years experience. It's going to be 2 years and 2.5 weeks. Just send the profile.
legit,
Like,
like little things
why?
like that. By
Why
the
are you
time
arguing?
she starts the assignment, she'll have her 2 years.
Exactly.
Like, come
Exactly.
on, come on. And
Like,
like
there was
things
always a
like
fight.
that, you just gotta push.
Like, do you want to make money or do you not? Like, do you want to make money? Do you want to make commission? Do you want to, like, then submit the fucking profile?
Exactly,
And it
exactly.
was so annoying. Like, I think about, you see how riled up I'm getting, everyone.
Yeah, yeah.
It brings me back to, it's just it's a dirty, dark place, recruiting.
Mm.
Um,
Well, and another thing that I'm writing about when you know, because when I interviewed you, we kind of talked about this, you know, the self-medication of it, because like you never stop working. Like when you're, you know, it's 5 o'clock and you leave your desk, you're on your phone, you're on Facebook, you're scrolling through posts, like
yep,
your brain never turns off. And if a nurse calls you after work hours, you have to answer the fucking phone.
you sure do.
Because if you don't, you're going to lose that lead, and then you're going to get yelled at the next day by your boss because they're like, "Well, what happened?" You know, like they
Sure.
don't exclusively say you have to work out like after hours, but it's implied.
But yeah,
It
it's more than implied. Or,
yeah.
listen, I remember a time, okay, I have never been written up at any job,
Mm-hmm.
ever. I remember getting a phone call, being let go from you know where. Oh, where this person said to me, it's for lack of production. I was like, it's day 4 and I've had 6 admissions this week. What do you mean it's lack of production? I've made over 100 calls every day. If you're gonna feed me something, let it not
Tell
be
me the truth,
let it not be
like
a fucking fairy.
because there was more going on,
Yeah. Tell the
and
truth that your business is going down the shitter. People are not doing the right thing.
yeah.
And don't throw it at me like I did something wrong, because I still, in my file, because you know me, I save everything.
Mm-hmm.
In my file have my numbers, everything.
Yeah.
I have.
Well, and those are things to have, you know, for future jobs and stuff.
Mhm.
Like, you know, because at the time, who knows where you were going to go from there?
Yeah. I
Because when
don't
I
get that at
got,
all. And it was funny. I was talking to Becky, a lady we know, who's absolutely incredible, amazing woman. She's huge in the recruiting thing, and she was just like, it seems like you really found your niche, and I love what I do now. But
I think you have too. You seem so much happier.
I love my job, and it's rewarding. So
Mm-hmm.
all I'm gonna say is I do admissions for schooling, and I change kids' lives, and I love it. And watching, people of all ages graduate is the most rewarding thing in the world. It's just amazing. Like, people will be like, "Thank you so much," and I'm like, "Don't thank me now. Thank me when you walk across stage and you graduate.
Right.
You
Exactly.
got this." You know, um, and it's just a totally different thing. It's really people helping people, and in recruiting, it's just become such a. I just think it's a hostile environment now. It's just.
Oh, I want to tell you one thing. So, one of the owners of the first company I worked at, so I'd always had, like I always had shitty cars, up until this job. Like, these things were falling apart. They were rickety as fuck. But so I bought my first new car. I got a little yellow Jeep Renegade
Okay.
and I loved it. And so I pulled up for the first time in the car, and he's walking in with me. He's like, oh, you got a new car? And I was like, yeah, I'm so excited, woo! And he's like, I love it when my employees get new cars because that means they're gonna work even harder to keep them.
What?
Fuck you, dude. Like, that's gross. That's like, don't, like, you can think it all you fucking want. Talk about it with the managers. Don't tell her me.
Yeah, no.
Like, don't word vomit that stupid shit on me.
I
Like,
just got my new car a week and a half ago, and I told my boss and my bigger boss, I was like, you got to keep me around for at least 3 more years. That's what the lease says. So everybody was laughing, but
well, see, and that's funny. But like, from like a manager down, like at the time, I just felt like special being acknowledged in general.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like you're a number when you're on a sales team. You're just a number. And if your numbers aren't trending, then you're, all right, number 5, all right, you're out.
Yeah.
Like whatever. And and it just becomes like, and like it gets so toxic because of the competition, and then you start resenting your coworkers because of it a little bit. I think that's a natural thing that happens. And then
if
also,
I got to hear one more time, when I was recruiting, I had like 50 people and I blah, blah, blah. And then you talk to people that worked there before you and they're like, homeboy never hit over like 15. He's just a good talker. like, don't bullshit me. Like,
or like my first job, like, we had a manager. He hadn't recruited in years because he was a manager, and that's fine. And I love this person. Like, don't get me wrong, I adore this guy. But it was always smile and dial, but it like that, and we didn't do texting at this place. Texting was not a thing, but it needed to be a thing, because we're sitting here texting one by one on our fucking cell phones.
That's insane.
Like, it was wild, like, because we would give the nurses our personal numbers, and that's why they were calling us all hours of the fucking night. But he would just keep saying, you need to make more calls. Well, first of all, half the numbers in the system were disconnected. So it was a waste of time. Like, they never sent anyone in there to scrub it to make sure it was working.
Yeah.
And then people weren't communicating that way anymore. Like, cold calls are dead.
I also find it
no one answers because there's fucking spam blockers.
And I find it to be funny too when you talk about that. We never got paid to use our personal cell phones. It was just an expectation.
You know what, though? I will say, actually, that company did pay for my bill.
Oh, that's nice.
We were on, but but that's a way to trap you into it, though. They'll think about that. No, I lied. They would take it out of your pay. So you could be on the company's plan. So that was an option when you started, was to be on the company's plan. You didn't have to. It was just an option. No, where I started.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait,
so
what?
You could be on the company's plan, and and you get a new phone. I was like, well, I guess, yeah, I'll be on your guys' plan. And it was only $25 a month, and they would just take it out of your pay. Oh. Which, I mean, it's cheap. So either way, but that's how they trick you into having to be available.
Because now you got to be available 24/7, which we were anyway.
Yeah, I mean, and then that's just how it is.
I'm not even gonna lie. There's times, I would say probably twice a year, maybe 3 times, I'll get a call from an old nurse.
Oh yeah, I get texts all the time saying, hey, I know you're not doing it anymore, but can you point me in the right direction of a good recruiter? And I'm like, hell yes, I can. Like, because I like most of my friends, and that's the other thing. When you're in that industry, all of your friends are in that industry too. And then, like, that's another way that your life becomes all about work, is because you hang out with the people you work with, and then you all only talk about work. And it's just like a never-ending cycle, and it fucks with your family life, and like, there's no work-life balance whatsoever.
There's no loyalty at all either. Like, when I left the last one, I'm just gonna say, I think you build relationships with people over time that should be respected, and certain things that happen or certain things that are done should have just come organically, and a conversation should have been had instead of things being done behind someone's back. It's just a matter of respect, not for the job itself, but for the people that you worked with, and that didn't happen either. And that should piss me. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Yep, right.
What else was I going to write about? Yeah, and just, I mean, yeah, like, honestly, don't do it. Just don't do it.
Don't do it.
It just, and like, when I left, when I got laid off, I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do with my life now? Like, I don't want to start over. I was, I'd only been a manager for like a year at that point. And I'm just like, who's gonna even, hire that? The market was shit. No one was really hiring at
It took
all.
5 days. I had 3 interviews, 3 job offers. It took 5 days.
It took me longer. It took me
Yeah.
like 2 months.
Yeah.
And like,
Boom, right
I
there.
considered going to nursing school. That's how much I didn't want to go back.
Oh,
And
wow.
then I ended up, I had like 20 different interviews and then didn't take any of those. And then finally got this one company that I wanted to work for at the time take me. And then they weren't even any better. Like they had like zero support. Like I'm just so ew about the corporate world in general now. Like
I mean, I work in corporate, but it's not dirty.
yeah, like I
Like
think
people
there's definitely
yeah,
a lot of situations where corporate is just fine.
yeah.
Just like in my experience, I had zero support. They put me in on this role, didn't tell me anything. I had to figure out everything on my own. I was leaning on other people, which I'm sure was annoying, but I didn't get training. All I got was some dude standing up on a soapbox talking about the philosophy of training and development, but not giving me instructions on what he wanted me to fucking do. And it sucked because like I feel bad because this person lost, a loved one right before I started. Like he lost his wife. And I'm just like, how do I navigate this without being rude and not being sensitive to his situation at the same time? But
Did
at
he
the
tell
same
you to be uniquely strange?
oh my God. No, he wasn't as bad as that individual. Like he was a good guy. He just, he had a lot to say. I honestly think he'd be a better like college professor.
Hmm.
But maybe even not though. Not even a public speaker, not a professor, because he couldn't teach you anything. He would just tell you how he wasn't happy with the work, but wouldn't tell me what he wanted
What you
changed or
wanted?
what
There's no
better.
transparency.
Instead of explaining it, he would just keep asking you questions. Well, what do you think? What do you think it needs? And I'm like, dude, I don't have time for this fucking game. Like,
Yeah.
just
What do
tell
you
me what
want?
you want. I will get it done.
Yeah.
Why does it have to be a game?
And I will
Like,
tell
why?
you this, ladies and gentlemen. I will say this, and I know Jordan will 100% back me up. Stick up for yourself. No
Yeah,
one has the right to make you feel like a piece of shit. Yeah. And
exactly.
I can tell you at our last recruiting firm that Jordan and I worked for, we were, I mean, ants, scum, bottom of the
Yeah.
barrel.
Like I wore a lot of hats and like I
Yeah.
asked for those hats, but that I, and like, like I'm going to take a little bit of responsibility, just a teeny bit. I asked for those hats. I pushed for those hats. No, I get why you're not.
Yeah.
But like, but I couldn't handle it. And when I reached out for help and I understand like, my direct, management, like their hands were tied. I know that now.
Yeah.
At the time I didn't understand it. And I tried to stick up for myself and it didn't come across well. Unfortunately, but I
You
don't
had
know.
a right to say
It's
what you
tough.
said.
It shouldn't be that hard
No.
to navigate. Like, I'm here, you're paying me to do a job. I'm doing that job. Why do we have to complicate it?
Thanks.
Like, stop trying to reinvent the wheel. Just let me do my thing. Leave me alone. Don't start an initiative. And then when that one's not working, keep that one going, but start 10 more at the same
No,
fucking
like,
time.
just
Then
listen,
it's like, I don't even know what I'm doing now. And then you wonder why,
3 days isn't enough. Let it continue.
Yes,
If
that's the
it's built on
thing.
it,
If you're not
yeah.
consistent with anything, you're not gonna fucking
No.
get anywhere. And like, I'm 33 years old and I'm having to say that.
Yeah, I mean, people
These
have
people have been in
ADD.
the industry for years.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. You're absolutely right. Like, people have ADD about it. Like,
Mhm.
let's do this. We're going to do a campaign for this. And then that goes for 3 days, and then you don't see this giant boom.
Yeah.
And then it's okay, let's try 6 more.
Yeah,
No,
let's
let's not
add
try
another
6 more.
one.
Let's just
Let's
let it
finish this
ride.
one. And
Yeah.
I think initiatives are very they're definitely like they can get you somewhere. I'm not saying
Oh,
initiatives are a
great.
bad thing.
Yeah.
I just think that or campaigns, whatever you want to call them, like sales initiatives, like a
Yeah.
special game that you play to try to pump people up. But it's like they're not bad, but when you do 6 of them at once and wonder why no one's tracking or even trying
Yeah.
because it's too complicated and you
Yeah.
can't like then what are you expecting people to do?
And again, it brings it all back to enough is never enough.
Yeah. Well, and that's why I can't that like I interviewed for like 4 different director of recruiting roles and I think I was almost going to get 1 or 2 of them. But like I decided I was like I hate managing people because guess what? Like Ryan, like that's why you and I became so close because I couldn't lie to you. Like, I couldn't be like, oh yeah, everything's fine, just keep going. Like, I can't do that. Like, I'm not good at that. I'm not cut out for it. I'll be real with you and try to help you.
Yeah.
And I think that's what people needed, but my hands were also tied because there were certain things I wasn't
I
allowed to
think there was like
say.
a day actually where we were on Teams, and I just looked at Jordan and I was like, "You don't have to bullshit me."
Yeah.
Like, just and well, yeah,
Like, towards the end, I was just like, fuck it.
yeah.
I was just
It
like,
was
fuck it.
honest.
Were you there the day that I had brought everyone on to play Fibbage?
That was so fun.
I'm just like, you know what, guys? Life sucks right now. Let's forget about it for a minute. Let's play a game.
For
And
15
that's what I did. And I didn't
brought
even
the whole
ask for
team morale up.
permission.
Yeah.
I just did it. And it was fucking fun.
Yeah,
It
the
was
whole
so
team's
fun.
morale went up.
It was so, and that's all you need. Like, I just wanted you guys to feel like I gave a shit and that I wanted you here. Cause I did. Like, I genuinely did. But it's like my hands were tied and, like, I was trying. I was trying, but
I had our
it was just
director
too
of
much.
recruiting at that company come to me and say, "We have these 4 new recruiters. Work with them. I'll give you a $500 bonus if they can all get a submission." Right? All this gets done in 2.5 weeks. Boom, 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 boop. Because I manage people. Like, that's what I've done my whole career.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, you're great
Retail,
at it.
restaurant management. I love people. And again, I don't BS people. There's zero reason to lie. Just be honest. If you're having a shit week, you're having a shit week, and that's okay. Next week will be better. So what can we do to fix your shit week? How do we fix it?
Yeah.
Your numbers are down. Okay, what have you been doing? Okay, well, clearly that's not working. So this week, why don't we try this? You should be motivating to the individual around you. I understand that this is a that field where you really got to be on top of it. But if you don't train people correctly and you're not good to them and show them what needs to be done, what's the definition of insanity, Jordan?
Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result.
100%. 100%.
I'm so smart.
You can make 100 to 150 phone calls a day in recruiting, or even in my line right now.
Yeah.
But if your phone calls are garbage and you're just doing it for a number,
well, and that's exactly because that's what the focus comes on. Gosh, I remember at my first place, we had people, they wanted us to hit 500 calls a week. We had people literally like after hours sitting there just dialing the phone just to get their dials in. They were not quality phone calls. They were not quality dials.
And we used, what did we use? Cloud Call, I think it was called.
Cloud Call, and then I don't remember what the texting one.
Synergy?
What the hell?
It was Cloud Call, I think. Well, either way.
No, it was Cloud Call, but then we had a different texting.
Yeah, what was really cool is with Cloud Call, you could auto dial. So you would call if somebody answered, great. Once the call was done in like 10 seconds, it would call the next person. But somebody's voicemail answered. I had 5 or 6 pre-recorded voicemails that were very professional for what I was looking for. Like, this is Ryan at blah, blah, blah. Just calling to see if you might be interested in a travel assignment. I have a few things available, whatever the case. So I would just click that. Boom. Next call would start to dial. I will say technology was a big thing that I appreciated.
Yeah, that was cool.
Because I think, 2024, 2025, like we have the technology out there to get these things done. And you need to focus on them if you want something big to happen.
Well, and the other thing I think it's like, there's so many scams out there now. Like it's like at an all-time high. It's so bad, right? So, one thing that I think, and I actually have a training on this, that I will train to people. If you have a sales team and you want someone to come in and train this, I do this. I'm a consultant for this. But it's, being your own brand ambassador, because if you think about it, every brand out there, we're talking retail, e-commerce, they've got brand ambassador programs, and what they do is, it's like a way to like pump your referrals. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? 100%. And referrals, and also but if you have a sales team already, have a brand ambassador program and like make them show their face. That's my point. Yeah. It's like you have to go out there and they have to see, like, people relate to people. Okay, I'm giving you a piece of it right now. People relate to people, so they don't relate to just a voice on a phone or a text message. They're just be like, who the fuck is this bitch? I didn't give you my phone number. It's true. Like stop calling me. Like just it's like so true. Or God, some of the text messages that would come back. God, I swear, one of our friends, she sent me, or she posted a screenshot. It's not up there anymore. I think she like panicked, took it off. But it was so funny because like, I think the message was something like, she's like, oh, look at these new assignments we have. And then they go, hey, so-and-so, look at these nuts or something. Something like that. It's not exact, but something like that. It was fucking funny, dude. It was
You
so
remember the
funny.
one that I got?
No.
You don't remember that?
Mm-mm.
I sent it to you and our director.
Probably, but I don't remember. Tell me.
Sent back a picture of him naked in his bathroom with a plant over his junk. You don't remember this?
No.
Um,
I can only retain so much information, right?
I literally said to the boss, you know who I'm talking
Mhm.
about, her, I was like, I need to send you something and this is really uncomfortable to send you. I sent it and she was like, okay, I'm going to get that number blocked. It was I thought it was hysterical. She laughed but maintained professionalism, but you could hear in her voice that she was like, wow. It was
It was
hilarious.
one of my coworkers from a different place. Like, he got the nurse accidentally sent nudes. Like, she sent it to the wrong person. Like, she must
Why
have been
couldn't I get that
sexting.
lucky back
I
then?
know, right? And his face was like, and like, I don't know if she was bad looking or not, but then she was like, oh my God, my daughter had my phone. I'm so sorry.
My daughter had my phone and sent you news.
I would have been like, my bad, wrong person.
I would have been like, I'm not going to work with you now because I would have been embarrassed.
Right.
But I don't know. At the end of the day, if it's for you, it's a grind and it's a hustle. Go do it. I personally will probably 99.8% say I would never do it again.
Right.
I did learn a lot. Um, but I manage I don't think you should manage by fear and intimidation. I think you should lead by
No.
example. And
Well,
that's
and what that does is it paralyzes you.
yes.
It gets you, it puts you in a state of like, I don't know what to do with my hands right now
I'm
because
never good enough.
I might lose
Yeah.
my fucking job, and it's like I don't know where to start. Like, that doesn't help. Like, and I know it's I know it's difficult because I tried to be a manager, and like, I don't know how I did.
I
Whatever. I
think
don't care.
you did great.
I
I think you became
tried.
even better when you started being honest
Yeah,
and not playing I'm going to use this word and I'm not throwing this at you in a bad
I
way.
know. I
When
know.
you became less of the boss's minion
Hmm.
and became the manager of the team.
Right.
That's where
Right.
I think you were phenomenal. Like I've never had a bad thing to say about you except
Oh,
on
I
occasion. Jordan
appreciate that. That
really
makes me feel
appreciated that.
good.
I mean, I've said that a couple times. Uh,
Hmm. Oh,
and Jordan and I have gotten into some arguments where we didn't talk for a couple days, and then one of us would hit each other up and just be like, "Hey, can we talk about the other day?" And
I
we're both like,
know.
"Yeah."
Oh,
I'm
I
somebody.
hate
I'm somebody
fighting
like,
with the people, like
"Yeah."
my
Um,
people I love.
I think
Like,
it's
I
a stressful
can't.
environment, and people don't go out of their way to hurt other people or to be bitchy or anything.
Hmm.
But I think that you're put into a place where, like, you know how people will be like, "If your kids don't hate you, you're not doing it right."
No, fuck
It's
off.
that kind of environment, and I think it's gross. It's
Yeah, and
not.
it's like
That's
I
not
don't
how
want
you
to
should
feel
treat
that way.
people.
I don't want to feel icky about
No.
what I do. I want to go in. I want to sit at my desk and be like, I am so excited for my day, and I'm gonna do this, this, and this.
Yep.
And like, I want to love what I do, and I do love what I do now. Like, after my second layoff, I was just like, you know what? I'm not playing this game anymore. I started my own business, and
Yep.
now we're doing this podcast,
I
and
love the
hopefully this will.
podcast. It's so fun.
It is. It really is. It's like the best therapy. I feel like we just got a lot off our chest right now.
It was like the best venting like session ever. In general, I will tell everyone I have had. You know what? I'm gonna have an honest moment right now.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
The podcast gets to know Ryan.
Yeah.
I have had a very, very, very stressful last 3 months. Um, so just to keep it real, I found out I am a type 2 diabetic like a year and a half ago. So of course, eat better, drink more water, fiber, get off the fast food, don't eat pizza. Basically, like kill yourself. Um, more or less. And then my uncle who lives with us, he's my godfather, it's my dad's brother. We take care of him. He has Parkinson's, and we found out that he had prostate cancer. So then he was going to radiation 5 days a week for 6.5 weeks. Now, my mom had some issues going on where she fell a couple times. It's just been like a shit show. So when you start worrying about everything else and other people's shit and stop worrying about yourself and what you should be
Hmm.
working on, So I had a blood test taken Friday, and my A1Cs were 2 points higher than they were a year ago. My triglycerides were through the roof, probably because I've been eating like Wendy's like 3 to 4 times a week at lunch because I just don't have time. I realized that I need to make time because I know I'm going to get a phone call Monday or Tuesday, and she's going to be like, "What the fuck?" Right?
Right.
Like I don't feel bad. I don't feel sick. Like I feel fine, but I know what these things can lead to. So I need to be more cognizant of it and be better. But I think for anybody, we all have bad days, right? Every day isn't perfect, but I think that we need to remind ourselves as individuals to make sure that the first thing you're taking care of is yourself. And I have
Yes.
not been, and I know that. And it's something when we made our menu before my wife went grocery shopping that, again, I was very cognizant of. And I was like, all right, this is how I'm going to eat this week. And I'm going to get off the stupid shit, chicken, pork, turkey, vegetables, like straight up carnivore type. Really get off the sugars and all that kind of shit to bring my stuff down. Um, so there's my moment of honesty for the week. Everyone, take care of yourself. You need to be you need to be number one.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well, and I want to add to that. So, I posted a video about this, I don't know when, a couple days ago, but, when like, something bad happens and you're like, fuck, man. And like, you just want to be able to like work through it, dwell on it, but you can't for whatever reason. For example, let's say, like you were up for a promotion and you didn't get it and you're like, man, fuck, like ugh, that really sucks. And I'm really bummed about it, whatever. But then in that same breath, you think, okay, well, like my best friend just lost her dad. Like who am I to be upset? At least if my dad's alive. Like get over it. Like her dad died. Stop doing that. Stop it. Stop doing that. Okay. Do not compare whatever you're going through to someone else's situation, because what's going to happen is you're going to suppress it and it's going to come out eventually and it's going to be ugly. You can be sympathetic and empathetic to that person and their situation, but I am so sorry. If you need anything, let me know. I'm there for you. But in the same breath, you need to take a step back and process your feelings from your situation so that, it doesn't make it more complicated for you. It's easy to be like, fuck it. Like, I don't have it that bad. Or, like there's starving kids in Africa, whatever. Like, don't go there. Like, focus on you, work through those issues, and then move on.
Yeah. Sarah McLachlan singing on the TV about the puppies and the cats. You can be empathetic. That's
in the arms of the angel, fly from here. I don't even know what those are lyrics.
Yeah. All right, but Jordan's 100. You're 100% right. Like at the end of the day, like if something bad happens to somebody else, yes, that's awful, and you can be sympathetic and empathetic and all those other things. But that doesn't tone down how you're feeling and with what you have going on. So you need to make sure that you're staying on top of yourself and trying to be as healthy as possible. Don't get me wrong, dude. My mouth is not shy of a fork or a spoon. Homeboy likes to eat. And I like to drink because I'm Irish. And I'll tell you, I love coming home from work and having like 2 drinks and with dinner but these are things that I know that I just can't do. And I have to be better about it. So I will. It's like you go walking in and they're like, you need to do blah, 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 blah. Stop smoking, stop drinking, stop eating pizza, stop.
Well, you did stop smoking.
I switched to vaping.
Does that make a difference?
So, in an honest point, I've done a lot of research between cigarettes and vapes. I can tell you that this particular vape, I don't even know if I'm allowed to say this. I'm just going to say it Raz. There's like 2,000 less carcinogens and all that other crap in this particular vape brand than in a cigarette. So I guess in some senses, yes, but in the other senses, you're still smoking nicotine. So, I can tell you I'm saving a lot of money vaping over smoking cigarettes. So
that's good.
I don't know. But it's something that I'm going to need to work on and take care of, and I need to make sure I get back on the treadmill. I have one at the house, like 30 minutes a day. And just, you know what? Maybe we'll do a podcast from the treadmill.
Ooh, that'd be fun. I have a treadmill.
They're like, with my 3 chins.
We'll just go at 2 miles an hour or something.
Yeah.
Like something chill. Like
just making sure that I'm trying to be better, about things. So,
gotcha.
Yeah. So, you know what I loved about this? We got into talking about, Jordan doing her paper. So we love to talk about, whatever. Give us a situation. Give us a thought. Is something going on in your life that you want to talk about? Let's do it. Hell,
I want to know about your cunty coworker that won't leave you alone.
Yeah.
I want to know about your stalker. I want to know about a guy who likes you, but you don't really like him and you're not sure what to do. How do you let him down easy? All that shit.
I
Anything
want
you
to know
see.
why life is so good right now for you.
Yeah.
Maybe you
Yeah, it
could,
doesn't.
maybe you could even get invited on and come hang with us for a little while and
Yeah.
talk about it. We're open to that. By
Yeah.
all means, come and chat with us. You know?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So we
All
are
right,
going to
should we
wrap
wrap
up
it up?
this segment. This segment. This segment. This segment.
Kyle's not here right now.
He's not there right now.
Yeah.
Hashtag justice for Kyle, everyone. Still, that's gonna forever.
Hashtag.
So we have something coming up soon. We talked about last time. Oh, I'm so excited. Connie P is going to be joining us. We'll have some stuff going out. You're going to be able to leave a comment with your name as somebody who potentially could get picked for a reading. We will have a wheel, so please don't hesitate to comment once they go out. They should be going out this week.
Yes.
So keep an eye out on all platforms. Don't forget to follow Connie P on TikTok. Oh, what is her exact?
It's Connie P 1122.
1122 on TikTok. She is amazing. Super positive. So stick around.
And she does free readings on her every morning during the
Yes,
week. She's
every
on there
morning.
every morning, and she will
And
do
you
it.
can
She'll
also
pull a card for you.
Yep, you can also donate to her, which is super cool, and she'll do like a 3, 4, 5 card read depending on your
Yep.
donation. She takes the good with the bad and always maintains super positivity. That's amazing.
Yep,
So,
I love her.
well, thank you guys for checking us out. We will see you next week, and have a wonderful week. Stay healthy.
Don't forget to like, share, follow, and subscribe, and hit that little bell.
Ding.
Ding. Bye,
Bye,
guys.
guys.